Hello, we are
Hi,
Denise and Wave,
we
and
are.
we
Yeah.
are organizing, facilitating the Energy Play Temple on the 25th of January. And we're starting a conversation on what energy play means for us, what is happening during the temple. Um, and we just decided to record it to explore this together. So, Wave, what does energy mean to you?
Well, one of the things I really like about Tantra is that it isn't an act of belief. In
Yeah.
Tantra, we say that everything is experienced through the body. And if it doesn't exist in the body, it doesn't exist anywhere. So, energy for me, or the energy body, is something that I can feel with my hands. And I can feel one layer of the energy body around here. So if I start to play with it, I start to get really nice, really pleasurable sensations, which is really, really pretty. And I can also feel an energy body. You can't see it in the camera, but about this layer. And if we were to go down a tantric path, there's a lot to say about this, and it can be used to enter altered states where we circulate our life energy, our sexual energy through the physical body, through these energetic layers. And we can do that for healing, for manifestation. And by that, I mean that it's this energy that creates the immaterial to the material. So even these words, if you like, are a birthing process born of sexual energy. But in this temple, we're really going to be focusing on pleasure and on some tantric techniques to become sensitive to and to be able to circulate this energy around our own bodies and between us and somebody else. Um, and this is a skill that can have many applications.
Yeah, and
We'll be
still
focused.
for people that are listening that are new to this, they're still like, what is he talking about? I don't understand. And but
Maybe
that's the
I should do it.
thing. And what you started with is like tantra and energy is something you need to experience, and we want to understand it with the mind. Like, what is happening? What are we gonna do? Um, and I feel like temples are also really good to just dive into the mystery and learn to trust more, to experience it, to dive in and see what happens. And I felt that if I'm trusting my body more and allowing my body to do what it wants and trusting the wisdom of my body, that's where I started to experience my energy. Because when I started tantric practices, I didn't experience anything. I did 4 to 6 hours of practices a week, and I was just doing the practices, but I didn't know what I was doing. It's like I don't know what I need, what I have to feel, or what's happening. But I kept on going, and then I started to build in more safety within my body, so I could go into my body, and that's where things started to happen. I started to move, and I started to feel and experience my own energy and body. And for some people, it's really easy to tap into it if they get guided. Some people already experience it while they're not knowing what it is and just allowing it. It's also an allowing. And what I also experience is that this energy that starts to move in the body um, is very what's the word? Contagious. So it also will it's more likely to feel it if other people around you are feeling it. So it's also you can learn a lot by being around people that are really in touch with their energy body.
Can I give a different answer? I didn't like my answer.
Yes.
All right. Actually, can I ask you a question? Let me start by asking you a question. So, all right. Um, um, okay, let's try this. Um, uh, what? Why are you interested in energetic lovemaking in the energy body, Denise?
Very good question. Mm.
Can you repeat the question? Repeat the question. I'll ask you it, but you repeat the question before you answer. So why are you interested in energetic lovemaking in energy?
Why am I interested in energetic lovemaking, energy, play? A beautiful question. And that's when it started for me. I did this quiz, the erotic blueprint quiz, and then the result was that my main blueprint for arousal was energetic, and I never heard of it. And the first time I was reading this, I was reading about this, and it made so much sense because I had a lot of sex in my life and I was never satisfied. So I thought I just need more and more and more kind of things. And I was never really satisfied until I learned what energy and energetic sex or lovemaking is. And it's really about, for me, about a connection, a deeper connection that goes beyond my body. When I get touched in my energy body, I get emotional. I feel seen. Yeah, it is this layer that I connect with somebody in that normally doesn't get seen or touched, and most people don't really know it, that it exists. So I love to give space to that because for me it feels very nourishing and I feel loved and seen when I give space to that.
Beautiful. Do you want to ask me the same question?
Yeah. Why are you interested in energy play, energy lovemaking, energetic sex?
I mean, the reason that I'm interested in the energy body and in energetic lovemaking is for its potential for healing and for pleasure and for dissolving this sense of being separate and really feeling like this non-dualistic experience being part of everything. I remember one of my tantra teachers, an incredible man called Alan Lowe, and we did this extraordinary ritual. And at the end of it, I could feel my energy body, you know, like as much as I can feel the breeze, like even now, I can move it. And there's so much orgasmic pleasure that's just possible in a whole palette of flavors that I didn't know. But more than that, there was no language for that. That was impossible. That doesn't exist scientifically. And it opened up the reality, not a belief system that I'd read on this, but I could feel it. And by learning how to circulate this energy by myself, through my front and my back channel, and in lovemaking with my partner or partners, I've been able to enter deeply profound states where I've been able to be guided by a wisdom, that's my sensation, beyond myself.
Yeah.
I can remember I had a partner, a 3-year partner. We went on this tantric journey, and it changed my understanding of what sex could be. When energy circulates, and as a man, you lose the urge to ejaculate, and more orgasmic energy builds between you and your partner. It's like taking mushrooms. And in that space, incredible things are possible. Not only is it making more love, that's what it really feels like. There's such capacity with training to point this powerful energy, this energy that makes cells and stars, is behind every act of creation, towards healing, towards making decisions from far more information than we can work out with our mind. It's, I think, part of being human and learning how to navigate in the world and learning how to work with this energy. So I think it's very important as well as very pleasurable.
Mm.
Is that enough for one clip? Shall we briefly say, hi, I'm Wave, I'm Denise. We're looking forward to running the Energy Temple on the 25th. Maybe there's one other aspect. Maybe we ask what we're going to do in the temple. So what are you curious about it? What are you curious about exploring in the temple with participants? What are you curious to teach, or no? Or what? Do you think it's a good question or not? Or do you want to ask me? Or
let me see if I can try how I would rephrase it. So a lot of people are asking what is happening in the temple, and so we were starting in the afternoon with workshops, and everything is focused around embodiment, safety, to get people to connect more with their body, to open up to this energy body, and to get to learn about it. It's a slowing down, get more sensitive and more attuned, not only to yourself, but also to others. To be able to start to notice the energy body. And then we get to play with it.
Can you ask me the same question? I think I've got an important addition to add to that.
So what are we going to do in the energy play temple? What's happening?
Well, what are we going to do in this energy play temple? So really 2 parts. We're going to have a full afternoon of workshops, and then we're going to have the temple space to practice what we've learned and to play. Now, we're going to really be looking at coming into the body. If we accept for a moment that there is energy and that there is a lot more information around us, in the same way as a dog can smell things that we can't smell, that there is a lot in the field. The way that we learn to access our energy, to move our energy, to be guided, is by coming into the body and becoming in touch with our sensations and our impulses and our intuitions. So we're going to be taking quite a unique approach to consent. And by that, I mean, this is not a verbal, cognitive understanding. Part of being able to move our energy and to become sensitive to our energy is become sensitive to our body. So we'll be discovering what is making our body expand, what is making our body contract, What are the intuitions we have in a particular situation by ourselves or with other people? How are we actually wanting to move and to really trust that this is where authentic consent comes, that our body knows what is good for us. Our body knows what is bad for us, and really learning how to surrender into that. Now, why is that important? What's that got to do with being a tantrika and moving energy? Because energy only moves when we're relaxed, when our body is safe. So if you can imagine the arc of this energy play temple is creating a lot of safety in the body and a lot of trust that it's not our mind, but our body that will guide us wisely into what interactions are good for us, what actions are good for us, to learn to be guided by the field, the collective intelligence of the group. And that will mean that we're well placed for the next step, which will be some quite high level tantric techniques where we learn, now that we're relaxed and safe and listening to our body, on how to circulate energy by ourselves and with our partner. And to start, possibly for many of you, to experience orgasmic sensations that are not located in your genitals, but all over the body once you sort of like excite the lower chakras. And then there will be place to play energetically with some of the techniques that we've been sharing, intuitively, but also for those of you that are more into other things, to have some fun and to do what you want. So that, for me, is the kind of shape that we'll be looking at on the 25th.
Oh. And I also wanted to add something. What I think would attract people towards this event or towards energy play is that we don't know what it is, but our bodies do know and they do remember. So there's this feeling of there is more, but not really knowing what it is. And this creates really the space to explore that and to experience it.
And I think what might attract people, maybe I speak on behalf of somebody that has a penis, I think that a lot of people with penises find that their energy is moving. Oh, well, actually, I think a lot of people with yonis also find this, but I'll speak just from my own gendered experience, that our energy moves horizontally rather than vertically. One of the effects is that means that we can be quite needy and quite pushy when it comes to sort of, being attracted when we get horny. But the other thing is it means that we can struggle not to ejaculate. And one of the beautiful things about learning how to move that sexual energy up and around is, I think, energetically, we become more of a pillar of light. We don't need to ejaculate. We can experience far more pleasure in our body. And that goes, I think, whether you've got a yoni or a penis. And this is a little step in that direction that we'll be exploring on the 25th.
Is there anything else? I think we have a lot of material to share.
Yes. And luckily to me, I have an amazing editor who knows how to clip, basically.
So you can just send this and then she will take out...
Well, you recorded. You're recording, right?
Yeah, I can send it. And then she takes out...
Denise,
yes, we are.
I don't record.
I'm recording.
Oh, good. Okay, you're recording. Oh, you are. Thank God.
Yes.
Yes. So if you clip, I'll also share.
Shall I stop recording?
Yes, for this. Can I ask you a favor?